Hey everybody, I'm here with a great friend, great partner. You guys have seen him before. Michael, this is like the third time that you've joined us. ERTC, ERTC, right? Is
That's
what
right.
it's coming to an end.
Yeah, it's coming to an end in the first quarter of next year. And then you can only go back 3 years to actually modify your tax return, and that's what they have to do. Okay. So in the first quarter of next year, which would be 2023, 2020 will fall off the map. And the first quarter of the following year, 2025, 2021 will fall off. But we don't know. They might extend it. They're always kind of massaging it, but that's how it stands right now. It's still going strong. We still have plenty of funds in there. And I want to reach out to as many people as possible to get them to cash in on that ERTC funding.
You are right now, you've decided to make a little bit of a change because as you and I just talked about before we started recording, you're getting those same phone calls that I'm getting that, you know what, your business is available, you can get this $26,000 in which no, my business can't. Yeah, so people are getting those phone calls. Mike, let me ask you this question. Do you think that's kind of scaring people away from it? Because
Absolutely.
it
Absolutely.
sounds like a scam.
Yeah, right, right. Anytime somebody calls you and says the government is going to give you free money, it just raises all kind of red flags. How about that? How many times has that happened to you? You know, when you get a call or you come home and your mom's on this YouTube channel and they got her listening to this thing for 45 freaking minutes. And at the end of it, they want her to spend $69 a month for something that's gonna, you know, help your incontinence or something
Yep.
or whatever, or improve your cholesterol. And they got
Yep.
all these stories, and it's like, Mom, please, please, please don't do that because they're gonna want money by the end of this thing. And it's just like that, but it's crammed into a little voicemail. Hello, it's Abby. I'm sorry I missed you, but I did call yesterday and you qualify for up to 26,000 for each employee, but we need to talk soon. So give me a call. Here's the
Yep.
number.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
my God.
We've
They
been
don't know.
trying to get a hold of you for weeks now. We're running out of time to get you this $26,000. And I'm like going, oh, all right,
Every
have you?
time you turn around, you hear someone talking about it. The thing that I do different is I work with a local attorney and he has a team of attorneys that are assigned to each client and and a CPA team that does one thing and one thing only, ERTC benefits. And the advantage of that is that we can dig down deeper than some other CPA or accountant department and find out, how we can make this work. For example, let's say a guy bought a business in January of 2022. He didn't even own it during the COVID years. We can go back to that previous owner and have him refile his taxes with us, and they would split that 500,000 or whatever it is they're getting out of the deal. So we can kind of do some more things that other companies can. Not to say that that happens all the time, but this is the thing with a regular CPA and an accountant department. Those guys are not experts in ERTC funding.
You
You
know,
know,
we're getting a lot of notifications here in Colorado about 20-year restaurant closing because they could not make it after COVID. These are the kind of people that need to call you immediately
yeah,
because
yeah,
this is something that could get them that expendable cash that can lift them back up and get them back to where they need to be.
absolutely, absolutely. This is free money that's available to anybody that had the slightest bit of struggle over 2020 or 2021 due to COVID. They don't have to have a 50% loss in business compared to 2019 or a 20% loss in 2022. They could have made more money. And if they had a partial shutdown that was mandated by any government agency, boom, automatic qualification. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Or
it's a lot easier now than when it was. And even if they had to shift their sales force around, spend some money on cleaning supplies, or maybe pivot their business because they couldn't get parts to make their widgets or whatever it was, there's three different categories. And what I've made available to people now is a really simple green light, red light spreadsheet. So you put in your earnings for those 3 years, and if it's good, it'll light up green. And then you go down to the bottom, and if you had a green button there, it'll be a partial shutdown by a government agency. And another one would be they had to pivot their company. Any one of those areas, we're good to go. And then I'll give them a little calculation. Because if they did PPP, they can still file for ERTC, which a lot of people still don't know, but yes, you can. And it's not a problem. It might take away from the maximum amount of ERC of 26,000 per W-2 employee, might be 10, 11, 12. But hey, that's $10,000 for each W-2 that you don't have to pay back.
You
Right?
mean I wouldn't get 26,000? I'm not going to do it. You know,
No.
10,000, who the hell needs
Oh, sorry.
$10,000?
Yeah,
Um,
right. That's right. That's
yeah,
right.
this is not a loan.
No, no. This is a like a tax refund. This is like money that's coming back to them. Then they call it a payroll tax credit. They call it a bunch of different things. It's almost like a PPP, but at the time, in March of 2020, you had to choose PPP or ERC. All right. And people are stuck with that in their head because that's when they did this last thing was the, maybe one or two revs of PPPs. Fine. But now you can do both. And a lot of people still don't realize that they can do ERC. And there's a lot more money in there that was still available to people, and they open it up for everybody. You know, supply chain issues is one thing, but you just try to think about, what companies did good and didn't have any effect of COVID. And you have a hard time coming up with a company like that. So most everybody is going to qualify. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, and you brought up the supply chain issue. No matter what you did, no matter if you were deemed an essential business, you still had issues getting, most likely you still had issues getting stuff in to
Right.
fulfill
Right.
your needs. So that is
Right.
something that really works on this. Um,
Right.
and this is the IRS actually doing something, and hold on to your hat. This is the IRS doing something good.
Right.
Okay. This is IRS saying, you know what, you did good. You kept your W-2 employees.
Right.
Let's help you out.
That's
Uh,
right.
there are a couple drawbacks. It has to be W-2 employees.
That's right. Right. It has to be a US based employer that has W-2 employees. And if it's a family owned business, it cannot be any of the family members that count as an official W-2. So it has to be other W-2, which is usually not a problem. Maybe you have two or three people or whatever that are, associated with the family. Everybody else would count. And now the other thing you can think about is full-time versus part-time. So if they're full-time, we can go all the way up to 500 W-2 employees. Okay. So I would love to have a nonprofit that's listening to us right now with 499 W-2 employees. Give us a call. We'll get it going, and we'll send everybody to Hawaii for a week. How's that?
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, they can come and sit on your balcony with you right there, right?
That's right.
So,
That's right. Hey, where's my drink? Hey, what's wrong with this?
so, and then you, like I said, you were going for a shift. You really want to start helping out a lot of the nonprofits, because a lot of the nonprofits, they look, nonprofits suffered just as much as everybody else. Nobody had the money to donate, so they did suffer. There were a lot of layoffs there. But you're also looking to try to help veteran organizations.
Right, right. Yeah, they are these groups of people that I think have been neglected as far as what kinds of funds are available to them just for simply applying. And I think veterans is an awesome group that has businesses just like anyone else that need to be supplemented by these funds that are available from the IRS. And let's face it, if you go to any CPA or accounting department and you start throwing around ERTC, this is what they're going to do. They go, we did PPP. I don't think we qualify. I think we're good. And then the guy's going to come back again and goes, I got a guy that says he can do ERTC for us. What do you think? He goes, well, to be honest with you, I really don't know anything about it. I don't know the first thing about applying, and I don't want to know because it's only going to be around 3 years. And after that, it's gone. I'm busy doing what I need to be doing. You got a guy, go ahead and talk to him, and maybe he can get it done. So this is the conversations that we have. So even if they've heard about it, they might not know how to apply. Supposedly it's like a 350-page manual that they got to learn to be able to do it. Not every CPA or accounting department can do it or do it right. That's the whole thing. You want to maximize this thing. You don't want it to have to come back in their face. And all of a sudden they got $250,000 out of ERC, and a year and a half later they want it back. No, that's not going to happen. That's with us. We have an attorney involved, so he puts his name on it, and if that happens, he'll go and audit it and make sure that they don't have to worry about those kind of things. So yeah, veteran-owned companies would be awesome. They should know about this, and if not, they should call me. We set up a 5-10 minute call with my attorney, and then they get a portal assigned to them where they upload their P&Ls, their 941s. They give them a letter of the PPP loan that was relieved, so they don't have to pay that back, and they're done. And then he'll crunch the numbers, and in 3 to 5 days, he'll tell them, "I got $380,000 for you guys. What do you want to do?" Yeah, let's do it. You wait maybe 6 months or so. It does take a little time for the IRS to pay out that money. They pay a 20% admin fee, which is standard now for ERTC, but nobody gets paid until they get the money. That's the big thing. And if we don't get any money, it doesn't cost them a dime.
Well, I think this is a wonderful program. And Mike, how do people get a hold of you?
Yeah, they can give me a text at 847-903-8061. That's probably the best way. My phone is always available. Or if they want to email me, I'll give you the real easy one. It's just Mike Latone at gmail.com. MikeLatone at gmail.com. Or 847-903-8061.
And you're not afraid to go on ahead and take on regular businesses as well?
Oh, no. For profits, nonprofits, anybody that had a little bit of a struggle over COVID needs to give the ERTC funding a chance to come up with some good money. I mean, up to 26,000 per employee. If they didn't do PPP, that's the maximum that they can get. If they did, they're still going to get 10, 12, 15,000. I had a guy that owned a garage repair shop here in the Midwest of Chicago. I think it was the Schaumburg area. I'm out in the northwest suburb of Barrington, 20 miles out from Chicago. But we went to a network event, and he's like, "I don't know if is this legit?" I go, "Absolutely." I go, "Send me what you got." He had 10 employees. I think 2 of them were family, so he had 8 employees. I got him $160,000 with 8 employees. And you know what? There was only 1 quarter from 2020 and 2021 that he took a hit as compared to 2019. So, everybody should apply. That's what it shows you right there. I thought maybe we're going to get 100 grand. We almost got 200 grand for him. And he actually did better during most of the quarters after 2019. So you just need to apply and crunch the numbers. But, they did some things to rearrange their business to get through COVID, but it wasn't like catastrophic, but he's going to get $165,000. Yeah.
Well, and now, and just to let you guys know this, Michael is joining us. This is his second year with us here at Community Pay It Forward. And so think about this. If you know somebody who struggled during COVID, a business owner who struggled during COVID, you could say, "Hey, look, 10-minute phone call, we could get you up towards 26,000 plus, plus we can help somebody in need." All
That's
we
right.
need to do is contact Michael Latone. So,
Right.
Mike, one more time, your phone number to send a text to.
Sure. 847-903-8061.
All right, that's Michael Latone. Hey, look, don't leave the money on the table. Look, the government, okay? If you don't get that money, that money's going to go somewhere, and it's not going to be where you want it to go. So let's make
That's
sure that
exactly
all
right.
these small businesses, if you struggled at all, if you know somebody who struggled, convince them. It's 10 minutes. It doesn't cost anything. It's not a scam. This is true. This is available to
That's
them.
right.
5 businesses with W-2 employees, nonprofits,
Yep.
veterans.
Yep.
Come on, let's get this going. Let's make sure
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
you get the money that you deserve.
Don't leave that money on the table, because It's a 10-minute call, literally. And don't be fooled by all these people advertising on the radio and leaving messages on your phone. You don't know where they're coming from. They don't know the first thing about your business. They just want to make some commission on whatever it is they're going to get. They could care less if it's a maximum amount or if it's a minimal amount or what they need to do to get that done. You don't want to get involved with those people. You got
Yep.
to work with us because we're professional. I have an attorney. No one else has an attorney they work with. They work with an accounting department or a CPA that's been doing this because it's a little extra money. But we dig down deep and maximize that benefit. And that's what you need to do because you're only going to do this once. You're only going to do it once and then it's gone.
Yep.
You know?
Very seldomly do you get a recorded message on your phone that's a good deal. So,
Yeah, well, that's
you
true.
know, so why fall for that?
You,
Let's talk
you
to
think?
somebody and let's do some good for people
Yeah.
on the flip flop, as the young people say, you know, the kids nowadays. So,
Hey,
Michael,
that's right. That's
I
right.
appreciate it, brother. Thank you very much. And we will do our best to keep working and getting some people to come your way. So, thank you
Thank you,
very
Zach.
much, my friend.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Not a problem.